17th. You could please turn your cell phones off. We'd really appreciate that. One audience member. Just for those that have not been to a meeting before, the way we do this, after we do call the roll and check over the minutes, we do have a guest speaker today, and then we go through the agenda items one by one. City staff presents on an item, then we open it up just to commission for technical comments or questions, and then we close it and go to the public for commentary. If you have something to say, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address so we have it for the minutes. And then after public commentary is over, we discuss it, and then we take a vote and move on to the next item. With that, let's call the roll.
David Borsak.
Present.
Golan. Justin Jones.
Here.
Thomas Freitag.
Here.
John Hills. Steve Cummings.
Here.
Kathleen Croft. Gary Gray.
Here.
Donna Laurie. Robert Feigert. Carl Nollenberger.
In attendance.
All right, let's move on to the approval of the minutes from January 20th. Anything, corrections or additions, deletions to those minutes? For a motion?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Mr. Blasigame, if you'd like to step up and share your thoughts.
My name is Lurton Blessingame. Appreciate your letting me share some time with you for a couple of minutes. It brings back memories. I was a member of your board, as David knows, for some 23 years. I know how hard you work, and I know what good things can come from the work you do. Some 42 years ago, helped make plans for the Riverwalk, and lo and behold, now it's there. I'm here today representing the Oshkosh Committee on Aging, and hopefully we can perhaps on occasions be mutually beneficial to each other. We've done a number of studies, and the two issues that are hardest for senior citizens, both in terms of the problems and in terms of difficulty of solving them, are transportation and isolation. And if you know of any situation that relates to seniors where you think that the Committee on Aging could be of help, coordination or resources, please get in touch with me. And if there's anything that you want us to do in the way of gathering information, we'd be glad to see what we can do. Any questions? Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you, Lurton.
Thank you.
Move on to item number one, extraterritorial three-lot land division certified survey map at northeast corner of CTH-T and Brooks Road in the town of Vinland.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The petitioner is requesting a three-lot land division of one existing parcel with a size of 32.66 acres. The proposal is for Lot 1 to be about 22.66 acres, Lot 2 to be just over 5 acres, and Lot 3 to be just over 5 acres. The subject site is located on the corner of County Highway T and Brooks Road in the town of Vinland, which is approximately 1.25 miles north of Oshkosh city limits. The property currently has one residence, but is predominantly vacant with an agricultural use, and the surrounding area consists of mostly agricultural uses along with a few rural residential properties and a residential subdivision to the east. Here's an aerial shot of the subject property. The purpose of the request for the three-lot land division is that the property owner they would like to create two new 5-acre lots to be developed into single-family residences, and the proposed three-lot land division will not alter the existing land use patterns in the area, and staff has no concerns with the proposed lot layout. The Department of Public Works has reviewed the proposed three-lot land division and noted that there are easements for wetlands shown on the property per Winnebago County. Lots 2 and 3 appear likely to be mostly wetland, and a wetland delineation will be required before any construction is commenced. Here is the proposed CSM. And staff recommends approval of the three-lot extraterritorial land division as proposed.
All right, technical questions from the commission. Yes, David.
And maybe the wetlands contribute to this, but is there, whether it's the county or the city, look at density, whether, you know, how big how big lot should be, or house for single family or anything like that?
Not in the extraterritorial areas. That becomes a design standard that becomes the purview of the local municipality. In this case would be the town and/or county jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Any other technical questions, Gary?
I have a clarification. It says that the Department of Public Works has found some wet lines. It does not say that they will notify the county. I assume they will notify the county of the fine about the wetlands.
It's a recommendation. The county usually will pick that up.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, hold on, Steve.
If I can jump in, I think there's a slight typo in the report, unfortunately, I didn't see before. There are not existing easements there. The county code requires easements over the drainage ways. That's actually, I believe, a navigable stream that goes through there, not a ditch. So they would need to dedicate easements over that per the county's requirements. And the DNR's wetland site, or wetland surface data water viewer, shows that these soils are all indicator soils for wetlands, and based on the air photo, it looks like wetlands are likely present.
Thank you.
Any other technical questions? Seeing none, anybody here from the public to speak on this item today? All right, back to the commission.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? All right, then call the roll.
Ollenberger,
Aye.
Borzak,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Cummings,
Aye.
Ray,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Motion carried. 8-0.
Okay, let's move on to item number 2, accept water main easement extending from Knapp Street to the western boundary of the Aviation Business Park.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
And here we go. The city's requesting a acceptance of an easement for water main to be located on Winnebago County Airport property. Up on the screen, I have a aerial photo showing the proposed easement location. A little background. The lands to the east, this is the proposed Aviation Business Park. And as I mentioned, this location of the proposed easement is located on the Winnebago County Airport property. The south end of the north-south runway is just off this view here. And then it's bounded by Knapp Street to the west. The proposed easement will be 30 feet wide by approximately 2,650 feet long, to be used for eventual installation of a water main that will connect the Aviation Business Park to a future water main loop. I think on the next slide I have a wider shot. This here being the Aviation Business Park, the location of the easement, and it's proposed that eventually water main will run from the park along this proposed easement, and then head north along Knapp Street up to West Ripple Avenue, and then head west along West Ripple, cross 41, and then tie into existing water main on South Washburn Street. The Department of Public Works and its consultant is currently preparing the required documents and will be recorded at the Register of Deeds, and staff is recommending approval of the water main easement as requested.
Okay. Technical questions? Yes, Jeff.
There is no concern on the airport authority that they can't then extend their runway out. I would assume they can't go over the top of that easement.
Caroline, Steve? Peter? Oh.
I just want to make sure that we aren't creating a potential problem.
Okay.
I can say there are no plans probably for the next 20, 30 at least years to extend that runway any further to the south.
But if we put this easement in there now, that would prevent them from doing that. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. It depends on what the terms of the easement are. I mean, typically we run into a problem with these easements is if they're putting buildings over them, things like that. Steve might want to comment here.
I can simply comment that it would not be the first runway over a water main in that airport.
Confidence builder.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we didn't create a
Good question. Other technical questions?
Good question.
Seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? All right, back to the commission.
Move approval.
Second.
I think Donna got it, and then David. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, let's call the roll.
Nolenberger.
Aye.
Forsythe.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Holmes.
Aye.
Cummings.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Laurie.
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
Moving on to item 3, land disposition of property, street dedications, and grant accept easements located within the Aviation Business Park, south side of West Ripple Avenue, west of Oregon Street.
Thank you. There are several parts of this request. As you mentioned, a land disposition, street dedications, and easements. I'm just going to go over each section separately, but I'll just give a little background information here. Looking back, all these requests are part of the proposed Aviation Business Park. It's approximate, well, back in 2013, the city of Oshkosh and Winnebago County made a joint purchase of, I think, just over 80 acres, I think 82 acres of land, located on the south side of West Ripple Avenue, east of Whitman Field Airport property, and about a quarter mile west of Oregon Street. The purpose of the land purchase was to develop a aviation-based business park, and the city and county are moving forward with site preparation to develop the park. When the city, or shortly after the city purchased the land, the city and county created a certified survey map to consolidate 5 original parcels that were part of the land purchase and consolidate them down to 2 parcels. The western portion being owned by Winnebago County and the eastern portion being owned by the city of Oshkosh. The way the land division bisected the land, the property line bisecting the city and county lands was proposed to be the western right-of-way line of the proposed street, which will be called Aero Innovate Way. During continued study and design work, it was discovered that a portion of the proposed roadway is located within some wetland areas. I think I have a map showing the wetlands. Okay, here we go. There's a large area of wetlands right here, and the proposed street originally was located within these wetland areas. So as a solution to remediate that problem, the city's consultant realigned the street slightly to the east, which created a long sliver of land, which becomes a sliver parcel that's currently owned by the city of Oshkosh. This is a close-up view of the new land segment. Again, this line right here on the west side of the land disposition, this was the originally planned right-of-way for Aero Innovate Way. And with the realignment of the roadway, it creates a strip of pretty much unusable land for the city. The size of the disposition is about 1 acre in size, just over 1 acre. And the city's proposing to dispose of this land to the county since it serves no practical purpose to the city. And another drawback or negative impact was it cut off direct access to Aero Innovate. It cut off access for the county directly to Aero Innovate Way. So with this land disposition, it gets rid of the kind of useless land parcel, and it will restore direct access to the proposed street for Winnebago County. So the city is recommending approval of the land disposition. The next item on this request is street dedications. Okay. The city and county are both proposing a dedication, or 2 dedications. The first being of Aero Innovate Way, which is a north-south street that kind of winds its way down from West Ripple Avenue down to just over a quarter mile, I believe, or a half mile. The length is about 2,800 feet in length. The street was designed to the best of the ability to avoid environmentally sensitive areas and trying to keep them developable areas, trying to utilize as much land area as possible. The proposed right-of-way is proposed to be 80 feet in width, which will accommodate a 48-foot wide concrete road and provide enough width in a terrace area to provide for sidewalks, and there is a pedestrian trail planned. I don't know which side of the proposed trail will be located, and also be an adequate area for streetscaping, trees, that sort of thing. The second land, or the right-of-way dedication, is a partial cul-de-sac dedication for West Ripple Avenue. It's on the south side, which is going to be located entirely on the Winnebago County's portion of the property. This is to allow a proper turnaround for larger vehicles, including snow plows, fire trucks, and sanitation equipment. So staff or the Department of Public Works did review the right-of-way request, and they don't have any issues or concerns with it, and staff is recommending approval of the two right-of-way dedications for Aero Innovate Way and West Ripple Avenue. And then lastly, there's a whole bunch of easements that are part of this request, various uses, and several being granted or accepted to the city. There's 9 easements in total at this time. That's going to be part of a CSM that's going to be recorded, and I'll just go over each easement request very briefly. Easement 1, which is located, actually I'll go through easement 1 and 2. They're very similar easements. It's a 12-foot wide easement, which is going to be located along both the south side of West Ripple Avenue and then both sides of a proposed Aero Innovate Way. The easement's for public and private utility location and runs, like I said, the whole stretch of the proposed Aero Innovate Way. The third easement is a 30-foot wide storm sewer easement, which is located along the western portion of the county's property. The easement's proposed for drainage and related stormwater infrastructure. Part of this easement also includes a little L shape or jog to the west, about 240 feet, again for drainage and storm sewer infrastructure. The next easement, number 4, is a 66-foot wide public drainage and public utility easement. This kind of leaves the option open in case down the road the city would want to construct a roadway heading to the east. This kind of protects this land area, protecting the city's interests there, and again will allow placement of both public and private utilities within the 60-foot or 66-foot wide easement area. The next easement, located kind of on the southeast portion of the property, it's another 30-foot wide public storm sewer and drainage easement, and 30 feet wide by approximately 447 feet long, and it runs from Aero Innovate all the way east to the eastern edge of the city's property. Easement 6 is a partial cul-de-sac bulb used for construction of a temporary cul-de-sac. Again, if and when the street extends further to the south, that proposed cul-de-sac easement will be released, and easement would be removed and incorporated as part of the main roadway. Easement number 7 is a little tiny 30 by 15 storm sewer easement, again used for some storm sewer related infrastructure. Easement 8, where did it pop up, is a water main easement. It's kind of continuation of the easement that was presented in item 2. This is a 30-foot easement running along the south side of the county's property, which will tie in to this water main system on Aero Innovate Way. And then finally is the last easement, easement number 9, which is another storm sewer easement, 30 feet wide, running from the 66-foot wide roadway utility easement, heading north along the east side of the city's property, tying into this outlot. This outlot being proposed for eventual stormwater detention for the business park. So with that, city is in support of these 3 different requests. The first part, the land disposition of the 1.18 acre remnant from the realignment of Aero Innovate Way. The second request being the street dedications of Aero Innovate Way and West Ripple Avenue. And then the last group of easement requests. So we're recommending approval of all 3 items.
Thank you. Technical questions from the commission? Gary?
In regards to the proposed street, how was the name, the name decided on? I mean, I don't mind, I guess, anyway, but I guess I was wondering, why is it called way instead of street on avenue? Actually, street. And secondly, why is the street curving back and forth? I mean, it seems to me like it would cause problems with the development of the industrial commercial property along the street. So I asked my other questions, or should I wait until somebody responds to my questions?
Might want to do a couple at a time here.
Okay.
Darlene, do you know the genesis of Aero Innovate Way? That I don't know.
Well, it just seems to me like it's a little bit confusing. Now we're calling a street a way, and
Well, it's not uncommon. There's several streets in a city with drive designations. I mean, it doesn't fit with the typical grid system that we have for north-south streets being designated as streets, and then east-west designations usually designated as avenues.
correct. You have cul-de-sacs too, and roundabouts or whatever, you know. But still, this is a lengthy street. But anyhow. And in regards to the curving of it, is that in consultation with our consultants? So?
Well, there was a lot of environmental challenges that our consultant needed to dodge, I guess you can say, like on the southern side. We have all these wetlands we had to contend with, so the best of our consultant's ability, we're trying to avoid those wetland areas to, well, first, you know, roadways aren't, I don't know if they're technically allowed in wetlands, but our consultant was trying to the best, you know, to avoid the environmentally sensitive areas. And then I believe the topography in the area helped dictate the layout of the street.
The layout of the street with the disposition was the original layout that was developed by the consultant, taking a look at the lot sizes and trying to make sure that there were large enough lots east and west in order to accommodate a variety of business sizes. So it was deviated somewhat for that, so that you had a larger area on the west side, on the west side of the road, and then you gained a little bit of larger area on the east side as you came south. And then at the very south end, it was because we cannot get a permit to build the road if we disturb more than 10,000 square feet of the wetland. Well, we could try, but we would more than likely be shot down until we came up with a solution that did not disturb 10,000 square feet. So by realigning the road to miss the wetlands, we are just under the 10,000 square foot disturbance allowance that will allow us to get a permit for this project.
Okay, one quick follow-up. Is the consultant the Explorer Solutions organization, Explorer Solutions, or is it a different consultant? Okay, different consultant, okay. Just a minute, Mr. Gold, I got easement questions. Can you make? For easement number 4, the 66-foot wide easement, it states that there could be a street put in there. The question I have, is that right enough? Because if we have a regular easement, that's, I would assume 30 feet, that would only leave 36 feet for those street. And is 36 feet right enough for a street?
60 feet is what would be required for the right-of-way. This is actually this would be proposed to be 66 feet, so this is 6 feet wider than would be necessary for the street.
Oh, okay. Even with the easement. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Other technical questions? Okay, seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? Okay, back to the commission.
Move for approval with conditions,
Second.
Any
or
discussion?
recommendations, actually.
Any discussion on the, seeing none, call the roll?
Wait a minute, I
Oh, pardon
just
me.
want
Go
to
ahead,
make
Gary.
a quick comment. I'm not too keen about calling the street away, but that's not going to change my vote. Okay.
It's not a plan commission problem. Call the roll, please.
Ollenberger,
Aye.
Boyce,
Aye.
Owen,
Aye.
Holmes,
Aye.
Cummings,
Aye.
Gray,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Motion carried 8-0.
There's some other business listed here, gentlemen.
Yeah, I just need a head count. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, that plan commission workshop, that UW extension is going to be putting on, what is that, March?
Fifth.
5th, okay. Just need a head count, anybody around here who's planning on going?
Well, he said yes.
I just want to
Currently, yes.
to,
I have a question about this event. Is it basically a training session or a discussion session? That is Q going to make a presentation, or are we just going to talk among various commissions?
there'll be a training or a kind of a presentation training done based on the plan commission handbook.
Okay.
Should be getting to,
I guess I'm number 3.
okay, 3.
I'm out of town.
That's right, you're out of town. So 3, we'll say 5. That's all.
Okay.
I'll be there from staff. David will be here, and I'll be teleconferencing in from Mexico, so.
Lying, cheating. Sorry. Strike that from the record. Carl.
Should we all bring a line? Mention for information, the Wisconsin City County Management Association meeting's happening at the same time, and I'm going to be down in Waukesha. I won't be able to attend that.
All right, looking for a motion to adjourn, followed by a workshop. Second?
Second?
Oh, second, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none, motion, or meeting is adjourned, and we have a workshop zoning ordinance.
We're going to pick up where we left off.